Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Bushehr in Iran. Bushehr, as you can see, is located along the Persian Gulf coast. I know some of you say Arabian Gulf, and that's totally fine. You're allowed to say Arabian Gulf. Don't get all rah-rah in the comments. If you call it Arabian Gulf, that's great. I'm not mad about it, don't worry. So therefore, since it's located along the Gulf, the town here of Bushehr is a port. Mainly, as you can see on this map, for oil. You can see all these different oil wells in the water belonging to Iran heading in. But we'll talk about the importance here in its history. Inland, we have the beautiful Zagros Mountains, which you gotta stick around for the Google Earth portion. I'm telling you, every time I visit Iran in this series, the photographs in this country are just out of this world stunning. Like, either people visit Iran who are fantastic photographers, maybe Iranians are just really good photographers, or this is just stunningly gorgeous lands, which is probably both. Both are probably correct. So you're gonna want to see how beautiful these mountains are. Very unique. They don't look like a typical mountain chain, like it's not the Rockies, it's not the Himalayas, you know. They look very dry and windswept, and I assume that's because the Arabian Desert is just over here, blowing all the sand across the water, creating beautiful shapes in the mountains. They're really pretty. Really, I don't know, strange looking, creating some kind of what I would call like Wile E. Coyote landscapes, you know, like those Looney Tunes cartoons, how it's all these big strange rock formations and things. A lot of that. So be sure to stick around for the tablet part, okay? We also have a UNESCO World Heritage Site in this province. The town it's in is around here or so. And let me pull my tablet out real quick. It is about the caravanserais of Persia, which evidently I have checked, and there are some in other provinces of Iran that I've already covered, so my bad about those, but I caught this one, and that's what matters, right? The Persian caravanserai. Caravanserais were roadside inns providing shelter, food, and water for caravans, pilgrims, and other travelers. The routes and the locations of the caravanserais were determined by the presence of water, geographical conditions, and security concerns. The 54 caravanserais of the property are only a small percentage of the numerous caravanserais built along the ancient roads of Iran. They are considered to be the most influential and valuable examples of the caravanserais of Iran, revealing a wide range of architectural styles, adaptation to climatic conditions, and construction materials spread across thousands of kilometers and built over many centuries. Together, they showcase the evolution and network of caravanserais in Iran in different historical stages. Now, the pictures on UNESCO aren't of the one we're going to talk about tonight, so we won't look at them. I will show you some pictures on Google Earth of it, even though those pictures aren't great either. But I'll still show it to you. You'll still be able to see it. So, history here is quite interesting because its early history is a bit shrouded in mystery. It's kind of funny because we're going to Vietnam later in the week, and its early history is kind of the same. Just not a lot going on that we know of for sure. There are some interesting archaeological sites in Bushehr, though, unlike the one in Vietnam we're going to talk about. Mainly along this river here. You can see this town here. Make sure I get it right. Borazjan has some really neat archaeological sites there that are being excavated right now, from what I understand. But for what we know, or we can surmise to know, that near the coast here was a town known as Bushehr. And this would be during the 2nd to 1st millenniums BCE. And Bushehr was part of many of the different powers that ruled over what's today Iran. Back in the day, it would have been the Elamites. It's rumored that Bushehr was established by Ardashir from the Sassanids. In the town here, there's a palace that's believed to have been constructed by Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Achaemenid dynasty in Persia. So a lot was allegedly going on, but nothing that we can really pinpoint and say this happened for sure. This is fact, so on and so forth. But it's a very arid region, so not a lot going on in this corner of what is today Iran. Lots going on in other parts nearby in the mountains, but not necessarily here. Back then, Bushehr is pretty much just a little fishing village, right? Nothing extreme. In 1506, though, the Portuguese invaded that town and took it over, and they controlled it as a base here in the Gulf until 1622, when they were chased out. And this really didn't become anything significant until 1734, when Nader Shah decided that it would be a naval base. A bit later, that got the attention of the British, who set up shop here, essentially, to keep an eye on things nearby, important waterway. And it would pretty much be like their center of power in what's today Iran, well into the 19th century. Things started to really build up in the 1960s, 1970s. It was around then that it was agreed that Iran would build a nuclear power plant just south, about here. Construction started on that until the revolution in 1979, and construction halted on that. Which might have been a good thing, since not long after that was the Iraq-Iran War. Throughout the 1980s, Bushehr was bombed during that conflict. There's also a little island just off of Bushehr called Kark Island, which I think is a great name. And after many different oil stations along the coast here were bombed during the war, Kark Island was developed for oil refining and oil production. We'll look at it on Google Earth. You can see the town where the workers live and all of that today. So I think you can see, I think that's a little oil symbol there for it. I think it looks like it. The plant's production, though, started back up in the 1990s thanks to the Russians who invested in it. And it's up and running today, although a bit controversial because it is a nuclear power plant, right? There was a big earthquake nearby in 2013, which was just not long after Fukushima in Japan, right? So there were some concerns about whether or not, because this area, this corner of the world here is very seismically active. There's concern about whether an earthquake could damage the nuclear plant. They say no, that everything was fine, that it sustained some damage like many other places around the area from the earthquake, but not enough to be a concern. However, today there is a much bigger concern. I'm filming this in August 2025. Things could change, they could not. But in June of 2025, Iran was bombed by Israel. And we're not going to talk about why. We're not going to talk about who was right, who was wrong in this situation. Nothing to do with Bushehr province, so we're not going to get into it. But Bushehr was bombed by Israel during that time. And Iran's government was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do not bomb the nuclear power plant, or you're going to get a Chernobyl situation here on the Persian Gulf. Nobody wants that. So the president put out like a big warning, like, do not bomb this area here. If you're going to bomb us, this is a no. That's a bad idea. They are planning to expand the power plant currently. It's Iran's only nuclear power plant. There may be more. I'm kind of like a nuclear energy nerd. The Chernobyl miniseries changed me as a person. But I'm very much against nuclear power plants. As cool as I think they are, I don't think we need to build anymore. I don't think they should exist. But I do find them absolutely fascinating. It's I don't know. I feel like I should break that down mentally. But yeah, just stating facts. So that is the history of Bushehr province. I'm very excited to go to the tablets, as I already said. There's so much to see. I'm going to try to not spend an hour there like I have been in my free time, just exploring and finding so much cool stuff, so many beautiful photos. So why don't we hop over there and why don't we just see what we can find? Here we are in Bushehr province. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here you can see it says Persian Gulf and Arabian Gulf. I only say that because I've got angry comments before saying it's the Arabian Gulf. If you can say either one you want. I am not angry or prefer one or the other. It's just, I guess I'm saying Persian Gulf because we're in Iran tonight and they say Persian Gulf. Like, of course they say Persian Gulf, but anyway. Iran's right here in Central Asia, I suppose. You can see the Arabian Peninsula here and the big desert. You can see the Caspian Sea up there and the beautiful Alborz Mountains. And of course the Gulf here leading over the Strait of Hormuz out into the Arabian Sea in the Indian Ocean. Let me show you these mountains first. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure what's happening is that they're getting all of the wind and sand from the Arabian desert nearby. There's a little Bahrain, by the way. Hey, Bahrain. Not too far away. And getting these incredible lumpy shapes. Like, look at this. Look at these mountains. Where have you seen mountains like this before? Because I have never seen any mountains that look like this. They're wild, like even just like scrolling around this whole area in Fars over here and all that. These are beautiful. It looks like ripples in the water. Can you see? Do you see what I mean? I think they're stunning. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. And this place is no exception. Look at this big one here. And these lumpy ones over here. Very ridgy one. There's the coolest one though. Let's find it. Zoom out a bit. Is over here. Right? This one? Yeah, I think. Maybe not. It's still cool though. Look at these. Let's look at some pictures though. Look at this landscape. Gorgeous. Look at the photography here. Look at these model horses. I'm telling you, photos in Iran just hit different. This place is so pretty. Look at the pretty blossoms and everything. It's so cool. This is not what I wanted to show you, but it's still so pretty, isn't it? Where'd it go? There's Clark. But we're not going to look at that yet. Where's the mountain I want to show you? Oh, it's so pretty. It's like so prominent. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I was like, what's up with all this white? It's salt. See, look at this Wile E. Coyote landscape. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Gorgeous. Holy moly. Look at all the salt. Look at it. Look at it. Look, it's crazy. It looks like snow. Look at the caves. I want to lick it. It's going to taste horrible, but I don't know. I just had that urge. Look at this. See, it looks like water. This is rock. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at this. You know, I talk about creepy caves. I don't know. That's a little bit ominous. The salty cave. Look at this. How is this surreal? How is this place real? Wow. Amazing. 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 Let's look at some of these other sites around here. Salt Pond. Let's see. Beautiful. Every photo is so pretty. Crazy. Okay, that one's not so great. That's just got some dudes in it. I want to see the landscape, you know. Let me get in a little closer here. Oh, this one's cool. Camel Mountain. Look at it. It even has two humps. The big camel head. That's too good. But yeah, let's see. Oh, no photos there. That's okay. In like the south of the province, let me get the borders back up. I found some amazing photos. Let's see. I didn't say that the port is like not one of the major ports of Iran today. They built bigger and better ones throughout history, so it's kind of like fallen from prominence. So it's not like the major seaport, you know, but still important nonetheless. You can see the town down there, the slopes of this big mountain. Someone's taking it in portrait mode. That's a crime. Don't take photos in portrait mode. Take them in landscape. Let's look at this. Look at these cool mountains. Wow. Listen. Why are you guys taking photos? You guys are crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Over here. Look at these formations. Here we go. These guys know what's up. But look at this. How pretty is that? How pretty. I, of course, highly encourage you to poke around this area for yourself and see if you can find any beautiful pictures, which I guarantee you will. This place is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this. Looks like an old fort. It probably is. Wow, yeah, you can see like the tower there. Wow. Pretty. Yep, there's windows. Yes, definitely an old fort. So cool. Wow. Incredible. Oh, look at that view. I'm telling you, this place is just breathtaking. Iran is so beautiful. And you get that guy. Iran is so beautiful. So underrated in its natural beauty. I found that out when we were poking around the Alborz last time we were talking about Iran. It's just a beautiful place in the world. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Alright, here's Bushehr. Although I don't think there was really anything I wanted to show you. Look, very deliberate planning there by the airport. It's like so prominent from above. You can see all this marshy land over here. Let's look at the beach park. You know I love a good beach. What is that? That is weird. Here we go. Oh man. Oh, look, oh my gosh. This could be like framed on a wall. I swear the photography here is just out of this world. Beautiful flower park here. Nice. Bumper cars. Old boats. I've read that there's a couple boat graveyards around here. My stomach's growling. I'm sorry. I'm really hungry. There's a kitty on the beach. Looking for some fish, maybe. Oh, cute. But yeah. This slideshow's not that great, unfortunately. The Maritime Museum. But I can show you. Let's see what's this. Del Shosh. Oh, how pretty. Too bad it's in portrait. Let's look at the nuclear plant before we see what these are. It is. Wait, I forgot where it was. It was south in. It can't be this far. The Ameriport. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the town it's in. Let's see. I literally forgot the name of the town it's in. I don't see it anywhere. Let's just type it in, I suppose. It's gonna be like looming. Wait. That seems familiar, but that's not it. I forgot. Okay, let's see. Let's type in Bushehr. Nuclear. It should pop up. There we go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was way off. Holy moly, that's why I couldn't find it. It's the nuclear plant. And look at how close it is to residentials. Oh, that makes me uncomfy. How close to residentials. And a park too. That's a little bit worrisome. But as long as you can run a nuclear plant responsibly, hopefully it's not too big of a concern. It's like the science behind it I find so interesting, and the history of nuclear power, nuclear energy, nuclear weaponry I find absolutely fascinating in like this kind of tragic way, you know. Yeah, pretty much almost, I'd say like 70% of the stuff when I was researching, this would come up more often than not. We looked at that. I was so close. Wait, there's the foreign workers swimming beach. Well, that's fun. Well, that's a nice thing that they did. You guys have your own beach. I assume by foreign workers they mean Russians, since it's like a joint owned power plant. I wonder. That's nice of them. Alright, let's head over to... Actually, let's look at this real quick. And then we'll look at Cork. The Halle protected area. Beautiful sunflowers here and greenery along the water. Look at all the sunflowers. How pretty. Aww. Wow. A marshy area there. And beaches. That's funny. And lots of palm trees. This area is known for its dates. Oh wow, the whole gang is here. But I feel like so many places around here are known for their dates, right? Here is Cork Island. You can see all of the processing here. There's an airplane flying over. Hello, airplane. You can see the town, which I assume is for all the workers, right? Because who's just gonna move to Cork Island if you're not working there? Well, I mean like family and friends, but still, you know what I mean. Is that a cave? There's a scary cave. What is this? It's like an evil tree? No. Okay, there's the cave. It's like when you read fairy tales of like there's an evil energy inside the tree. That's what it looks like. I wonder if it's something like that. Like there's like a witch spell on it or something. Yeah, it looks like a lot happens here, right? Busy, busy place. Alright. And then more over here as well. But not nearly as much by the looks of it. It says that's a tree farm, but I kind of doubt that. I don't see a tree at all. Alright, let's go to... I'm trying to think of like all the things I have to show you before we go and play around. Brosjan. I wanted to show you all the archaeological sites that are around. So I believe this is the one. I think Sharkab means Cyrus. And, yeah, Achaemenid Palace. Here's all that's left of that. Pretty cool. So, yeah, it looks like it's still very active in excavating and things like that. Look at all the date palms. Interesting, right? Oh, what just happened? It's crashing. Okay. Google Earth crashed. That's unfortunate. Come back. Okay. That was like the fastest crash ever. My goodness, usually it takes a couple minutes or so for it to crash. So abrupt. Okay, there. I think this is another one. Oh no, this is the modern one. That's pretty cool though. The only caravanserai in Iran built of stone and mortar. I guess as opposed to rock. Pretty neat. This is not the caravanserai that we're going to talk about though, because you can tell this one's much more modern, isn't it? Oops. There are some others. Where were they? Thought they were nearby. But I don't see them. But you get the gist. It's rocks under a tent. Oh, here we go. Yeah, like this is all that's left of that palace. It's kind of sad, isn't it? But at least there's something that we can dig around and try to find evidence for. That caravanserai on UNESCO is in a town near here. It is actually close by. I promise. It is right here. Whew. And of course it doesn't pop up. It still doesn't pop up. It's over here somewhere. Why? Of course, like when I'm researching, it's like boom, like the only thing that pops up in this town. And now it's not. Why would you do this to me? Why would you? I assume it's this building. This old fort looking building. But nothing's popped. Please? Could you maybe? Goodness. See, I'm pretty sure that's gotta be it. Well, I guess I can look at it from above. We're still not getting good pictures. I mean, the slideshow of it isn't that great, but at least it's something. Why wouldn't it? Why don't we tap on something else and look around for a bit? Maybe it'll just come up on its own. Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Wow. Amazing. Oh my gosh, these views up here. How about now? Wait, where'd it go? Wait, there it is. Okay. How about now? No. I probably have to turn Google Earth off and on again, which I don't feel like doing because it just crashed. But oh my gosh, my stomach's also wigging out. I promise I'm gonna eat something after this. I promise. Let's put the borders back up. Let's see what else we can find. Just a couple more pretty slideshows. You get the gist. It's gorgeous here, right? I've just been zooming in on random places and seeing what's there and finding gems every time. Look at this. Wow. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Wow. Cool rocks everywhere. So neat. Wow. Yeah, I think it's a combination of Iran is just a beautiful place mixed with people with really good eye for photography. Photos here are always just out of this world. Every time. So cool. Okay, one more good slideshow. What was that? Oh wow. See, look at this artistry here. Look at this artistry. If only it wasn't in portrait mode. Let's go over here. Let's go to this mountain. Boom. Boom. Oh yeah, I remember I was looking at this. It looks like it's an old mansion. All abandoned. Maybe during the revolution it was abandoned. Pretty haunting. Up here in the mountains too. Let's look at this. Wow. I want a big slideshow though. Look at this. So pretty. I want a big slideshow to end the video on. My stomach is complaining. How about on this big long mountain here near the coast? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Ugh. What is this? The peak of Zalamin Bulk Airport. And there's no pictures. How disappointing. How about right here? Oh wow. Here we go. We got it. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing as well. Cool. This is an ongoing series on the channel, and next we're going to Kenya. Now, it's a corner of Kenya where not a lot of history has happened. There's not a lot of slideshows on Google Earth, but it does have one really weird fact about its border with Uganda. Let's say it's the Kansas City of Kenya. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that very much. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good